Glitter Goddesses, happy Sunday. How are you all today? I hope you're doing really well. We're doing the last, maybe, possibly last of the Dorian pocket streams, depending on whether or not we reach our $1,000 goal of raising $1,000 for the Bahamas Red Cross in order to get another Dorian pocket. Not quite there yet. We're at 924 right now. 924 right now. So you're very close. Just need 6 more people to purchase the tutorial and you'll get there. You'll get there. It's have until midnight tonight. Until midnight tonight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern USA time precisely, to purchase the TRI-FOLIO tutorial and have the proceeds go to the Bahamas Red Cross. So you've already raised over $900. That's really fantastic, and you should be super, super, super proud. I am super proud. I'm very happy. Thank you all for being so wonderful and helping me out with this. So you're very close to your reward. Very, very close. Very close. All right. So I am doing a pocket known as the Rose Pocket. In 2014, I released a tutorial on how to make 3 variations of this pocket and then swore that I would never do it again, ever. So, and that was in September of 2014. So it's been just about 5 years, just about almost precisely. I released the tutorial on September 14th. So almost precisely 5 years since I said I would never make another one. I have really stuck to that. Despite many requests over the years, it's my most requested thing to do, actually. I have not done it. But because of the devastation in the Bahamas and because I wanted to organize people to give, I am donating the proceeds of purchases of the TRI-FOLIO tutorial to the Bahamas Red Cross between now and 11:59 p.m. Eastern USA time. Anyone who purchases the tutorial, the proceeds will go to the Bahamas Red Cross. So you need about 6, I think you need 6 more people to purchase it to put it over 1,000. Yes, I saw that. I love to journal. Nova Scotia did seem to have a lot of power outages, I saw, especially popping up on Facebook from customers in Nova Scotia. So Dorian did maintain its strength all the way to Canada. It was crazy. So I hope everyone is safe in Canada as well. The goal when we started was $500, which you guys did get to the first day. So the goal was I would do the stream, and by the end of the stream we would get $500. That was what I was hoping. So which is what you did. So you met the first goal, and very quickly. So we were able to very quickly raise $500. Now we set the stretch goal of $1,000 to get a second pocket. So, and you are almost there. Like I said, 924 is where it sits currently. So very close, very close. So you just need 6 more people, 6 or 7. I don't math. You guys know I don't math. So all right, so that's what we're doing today. I also have another new scoreboard, so this will be the 3rd scoreboard. I don't know how much I'm going to be using it today. This is the EK Success one. And this one looks essentially like the Martha one, except it also does not have centering marks. So it does have a free edge, which is good. That puts it above the Score Pal one. Score Pal one didn't have a free edge and really was an issue. But it also doesn't have centering marks at the top, which is, I think, a mistake because they could have put it in this yellow. They could have printed it in this yellow and it would have really been helpful. So that's a thumbs down for this one as well. So we have yet to find a scoreboard. We have yet to find a scoreboard that has all the things that the Martha board has. So we're still looking. We're still looking. Of course, the We Are Memory Keepers, the Works board, that's what it's called, by the way, that all-in-one board that I've mentioned a few times on the show. The We Are Memory Keepers, the Works board, if that's something you were interested in, right now is on sale for $49.95 on HSN. Its retail price is $69.95, so it's 20 bucks off. And HSN also has a coupon code for 20% off this weekend because it's their friends and family weekend, and it will take $10 off that sale price. It will take $10 off that sale price. So if you go to HSN on the on the scoreboard, you can check it. Okay, I see. Then you pop it. Okay, so you stick it under this triangle and you pop it out. It's going to be really annoying to get this out. I can already tell. Yeah, you have to pry it out with the thing. That's okay. That's actually good because the Martha one falls out and it's annoying. I had to tape mine in with the world's strongest washi tape. So if we need to score today, I'll be using this, but I don't think we will need to score today. So far, and this one I think was cheaper than some of the others. I think this was more around 15. I don't know anything. I know no specifics about the We Are Memory Keepers one, other than what's advertised. So, because I haven't seen it, I pre-ordered it, and I haven't gotten my pre-order. So I haven't seen it in person. I don't know anything about it. So if you have any questions about it, you should direct them to We Are Memory Keepers at this point. Because I don't really know anything other than it's got a bunch of stuff on it. Okay. So, hello again, everyone. We have Fran and Kimberly and Margaret Ann. Hello. Hello to Nancy and Priya, and I love to journal as well. Cindy and Barbara Jean. Shaka, hello. Brenda, hello. Thank you all for joining me. So what we're going to be doing today is deciding what, if anything, we're going to put in this, and so talk about what you can put in this folder, and then we'll go from there. So the first thing I want to mention is that I think the intention, my goal is to remind you of Romper Room. So I'm glad I've succeeded. All right, so you can put a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 photo mat in here. So I think that's what we'll do. So any of the ones that have a pocket, we'll put a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 photo mat inside them. And we made 8 pockets, so that'll be the first start. And this is not quite white, this color here. So I think I'm going to use off-white. I'm going to use off-white. Which I know I just told you that you wouldn't use much off-white, so you don't need to buy off-white in bulk. And then like the next day, or well, not the next day, but the next class, here I am using it. Okay, so we need 8. I'm sure natural would work. I'm sure it would. You could also use midnight, because you're putting your photos on it. It's still going on, Jill, but you remember rose pockets? I am doing a rose pocket for Bahamas Red Cross fundraising. So anyone who buys my tutorial that has the rose pocket in it. I am donating the proceeds to Bahamas Red Cross through 11:59 p.m. Eastern USA time tonight. So I'm going to cut 12 photo mats. So I'm going to cut 12 photo mats. We are, as of last time I checked, at 924. So we're very close to our stretch goal of $1,000. Our original goal was 500, which was met very quickly. So thank you again to everyone for meeting our original goal of 500. The stretch goal is to do a second one, so to have another one done. In which case, I'll just do yet another rose pocket, and the rose pocket will be officially renamed to the Dorian pocket. That was the other part of the stretch goals, that we would hereafter we would call them Dorian pockets instead of rose pockets. And I would do another one with the cayenne pepper that was the other cardstock that we looked at for this book, but that ultimately didn't get used. Tiny Cat approved. Yeah, yes, the Tiny Cat approved cayenne pepper. All right. So here's 12. We'll start there. I'm going to turn 8 of them. So I'm going to set 1, 2, 3, 4 aside. I'm going to cut 8 of them down to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So all right. So now that I'm in the zone, so yeah, please check out our website for the TRI-FOLIO tutorial. If you get it between now and 11:59 p.m. Eastern USA time on Sunday, September 8th, proceeds will go to Bahamas Red Cross. So many of you have purchased this already. Thank you so much. We've raised $924 so far. So very close to that $1,000 stretch goal at this time. So I have full faith that in the next 8 hours or so you can get it done. I have full faith in all of you. Thank you very much for ordering. We appreciate your help with our fundraiser. All right. So I'm going to stamp these vertically, so portrait mode with the cocoa ink. No. Do I have a dark blue kind of navy-ish ink, I wonder? I do have a color called navy. Why not? Why not? Let's give it a whirl. I don't think it is navy, but We'll see. Regardless of whether or not it's navy, we'll use it. How's that? Oof. Ugh. Maybe need to clean this bottom stamp a little bit because it's stuck. All right. So I'm just gonna flip this. And I can already tell the inks maybe a little, the ink pad could be a little juicier. So let me just juice it up. So looking for the navy re-inker. Hopefully I have one. I tried to get a re-inker for every ink I bought. Slate, silver, steel blue, gray. Alright, so there are a lot of blues in here, but none of them are navy. So I may not have navy. But I have 2 boxes. Oh, no, I don't. This other box doesn't have Well, where the heck? Hold on. I thought I had more re-inkers than that. What the heck? Let me check my drawer where I keep my other re-inkers. Oh, right. Some of the re-inkers I keep with their pads. Navy I have. So we're all good. Okay. Woo! All right, so we are at 9:38 right now. Mr. Lifeguard says. 9:38. So closer and closer and closer. Oof. Just dragged my nail through. Gross. Better get that off before it stains my polish. Okay. So, just gonna grab a little piece of plastic to push this into the pad. All right. So I'm just gonna this is fresh ink. And I think I put too much juice on this pad, so just gotta clean it up here. I wish I would stop getting it on myself. All right. So, yeah. These are fresh ink. Fresh ink. And they're from a stamp store in Washington, I think. I don't know if they still exist. I got them a long time ago because they had really cool colors that a lot of companies didn't have. Their vibe kind of reminded me of paper tray ink, except that they were easy to get. All right. So, I'm just gonna I got rid of all my chalk inks when I reorganized because they were all dried out. And when they changed owners, I didn't like the way they were anymore. Like, I don't think they, ew, gosh. I didn't think they were as good after they changed. Oh my gosh, this ink is just like, demon ink. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I don't have the chalk inks anymore. I mean, these are chalk inks. Fresh ink is a chalk ink, or a hybrid ink, which is what chalk inks were. Okay, hopefully I can now use this ink pad. We're off to a great start here. I thought this was going to be a quick show. So that's cool. And then after you've inked, you just be really gentle. Don't like press really hard. See, look how much difference that makes. So just gonna keep on keeping on. So I see that Joanne was telling anyone new that this kind of thing is totally normal. We do learning opportunities all the time. Yeah. Yeah, I don't make mistakes, being that I'm perfect, but I often will act as though I'm making a mistake so that I can, you know, teach you how to recover from things that may go wrong. Yeah, this is definitely navy. It's navy now. This is a Misty. You guys are so welcome. You guys are so welcome for all the mistakes over the years that I have to spend a lot of time, usually in the shower, thinking of how to mess things up because, you know, being perfect, it's not something that comes naturally to me, but I work on it probably harder than anything else that we do on this show. I work on this, you know, this mistake making, and especially because I want it to look natural, you know. I don't want it to look manufactured. So a lot of time and effort goes into the role playing, the brainstorming. You know, like I said, it's just really, it's a lot of work, but I'm glad it's appreciated. Anyone new is probably like, what is going on with this chick's brain? It's like this. All right, so let's clean up the Misty. All right. Do I practice? Oh no, hours and hours and hours I practice. Oh, completely. I totally. Of course. Mr. Lifeguard watches and he lets me know if he thinks that the mistakes look natural. He's like the Clint Eastwood of mistake direction. Okay. So all right, now we've got those done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them into tags with midnight tag reinforcers. Did I save my midnight scraps? Probably not. Although we didn't really have a lot of midnight scraps. I don't think, did we? Yeah, I'm looking through the recycling bin and there's not a lot, but there are. So I'm just gonna have to get a new sheet. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a large angle punch to chomp all of these. Normally I would chomp on both sides, but with these I'm not going to. or not chomp on both sides, but stamp on both sides. I'm not going to with these because the stamp pad is so juicy. And I don't want to increase the drying time even more or risk them smearing on the pattern paper. So these are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. We're turning them into tags. There's 2 ways you can use these tags. If you choose to make yours tags, you can cut your photos into a tag shape with the same corner chomper. So that's one option. The other option is just to not make them tags. And then on top of, alternatively, you could use like 4 1/4 photos and leave them tagged at the top and keep the photos square. So there's a few different ways you can utilize them. All right, so I'm gonna mark the hole. I'm gonna mark a 1/2 inch down from the top of the tag, very gently with a pencil. And then I'm going to mark halfway in, which in this case is 2 1/8 inches, because this is a 4 1/4 inch tag. And that creates a cross. And we're going to put the cross in the center of the corner chomper and chomp, or the power punch. That's what this is called. This is not a corner chomper. This is a power punch. And then erase your pencil. All right. Then to quickly move these through, we're going to use this first one as a template and mark the other 7 so that we don't have to measure all of them. Thank you, Joe. Welcome. We have a Christmas in July tutorial on the channel right now. There's a playlist for it, and I put all the videos in order on the playlist because I know YouTube, they don't always get uploaded in the order that I did them. So I made a playlist where they're all in the right order. So you can, if you go to Kathryn Scraps, my YouTube channel, and click on the playlists there, you can see the whole Christmas in July album. I gave all the measurements. All you have to do is take notes, but everything that you need to make the project is on the YouTube videos. There's no tutorial you need to buy, anything like that. So if you, and I did it as a December daily, so that if you want to get a jump start on your December daily, you can. So if you want to get a December daily jumpstart, you totally can. All right. Okay, and what we're doing right now is we're doing... We are over... well, I think we're exactly halfway. Because we haven't done the pocket on the back of page 3. Page 2. So we're exactly halfway done. We're pretty much halfway done. So, with the pages, we still have to do the spine and the cover and all that. And of course, we've been matting and construction only, so there's decorating as well. So we're not halfway in terms of like the whole project taken as a whole, but we are halfway done with the pages. We are halfway done with the pages. So this tutorial is called the TRI-FOLIO tutorial. I have been putting these live class videos from the disaster relief streams into the tutorial folder. So if you purchase this tutorial, you will also get these videos. So you do not need the archives. You do not need the archives. If you purchase the tutorial to watch anything that we did here live on YouTube. Anything we did live on YouTube. Priya is actually banging out projects left and right. She is. She definitely is. I know she started Split Decision. She finished. She finished Come Fly With Me, which was the Flight 27 and something album. So she finished that one. Alright, so I'm going to get another sheet of the Midnight cardstock to do the tag reinforcers. And we're going to need 16 of them. 16 of them. Oh, so you're doing catch a tag with a split decision spine. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh, man. Oof. Priya's just mixing and matching left and right. Catch a Tag is a great album. Makes a great gift as well because you can't lose the tags. So it really makes a great gift because of that. And it has tons of room for photos, but it also has tons of room for pretty paper because the photos are all kind of internal. Welcome, Jackie. All right, so Priya's making 2 catch a tags, so she's doing one for herself and one for her sister. So, busy, busy, busy. I just scored these to give myself some guidelines for punching my holes so that I could maximize my paper. So I punch my 1/4 inch hole first, and then I punch my 3/4 inch hole next. And I do the smaller hole first because it's just a lot easier, in my opinion, to center the smaller hole inside the larger one than it is to try and punch a small hole onto a circle that you can't really see the edges of. Well, the new trend as far as paper is printing your own paper, I would say. That's probably the biggest like advance in paper. And then people getting digital collections, and then there's digital collections both from major manufacturers and also digital collections from independent artists on like Etsy and stuff. So this is a digital collection that I'm using today from Echo Park, I believe. Priya, I once had an employee who dreamed about me all the time and told me about it, and I said, well, like, what are you dreaming? And they said, oh, well, you just sit on the edge of my bed and I tell you my problems, and then when I wake up I feel better. And I was like, oh wow, sounds like I would make a great therapist. So, apparently I missed my calling as dream psychiatrist. Yes, Echo Park digital collections are 50% off this weekend, so you can get this paper collection that I'm using today, which is called Story of My Family, the weekend of September 8th, 2019, for $7.49. Discount is in the cart, so it'll look full price until you put it in the cart. Well, the reason I asked, Joanne says if her employees said they dreamed about her, she would be afraid to know. The reason I asked is because I was fairly stern employer. Now, I felt like I was fair. When people started working for me, I would tell them, you know, this is the list of things that you need to do to be a satisfactory employee. And you know, that is like level 3 on a 1 to 5 scale. And if you do all these things, I will be happy with you, because you'll be doing the job you were hired to do. And I said, if you want bonuses and if you want to get 4s and 5s, then here's a second list of stuff that you can do to, you know, be even better and improve. And you know, once you were used to me, it was fine. I had good relationships with the people who worked with me. So, I mean, clearly. So, Renee, yes. So for digital paper, you can get it printed at Staples, although I would recommend, if you can find a local print shop, like, you know, like a family printing shop or something like that, their prices might be better than Staples. but because a lot of people are finding really, really good deals from like local independent shops that are better than Staples, but you can absolutely get it printed at Staples. But yeah, there's probably a printer in your town though, that that can give you a really good deal. Like some people were saying they got like 75 sheets for like $30. I mean, 75 sheets is like 3 really big paper packs. So for $30, that's not much at all. I mean, that's like Michael's prices for paper pads. So so yeah, it's probably best to just call around. And like I said, I have said this many times, I do not think, ooh, Costco's probably good too. Costco's probably good too. I would go to Costco before Staples too, probably. I have said many, many times, just Staples is very high priced to have stuff printed. Many times you do not need to buy a specialty printer in order to print your own paper at home. What you need more than anything else is you need the right cardstock. So, you know, if you have an inkjet printer, as long as you use a coated cardstock, then you should get pretty decent results. Coated cardstocks, you're looking for something that would be like considered like a matte photo paper or a matte presentation paper. So, but the printer that I use is the Epson 16500. That's what I use. It's $1,000 printer. I did not spend that on it. I got it refurbished from Epson for $599, which is a pretty normal price for a wide format photo printer. And I chose it because it has an eco tank, which is what Epson calls their continuous ink system, which is where you don't use cartridges. There's a tank on the side of the printer that you refill with bottles. In Springfield, you should be able to find a place, would be my guess. Actually, Springfield, probably not very tough to find a place. And like worst case scenarios, there's a lot of these kind of printers in Manassas. So like worst case scenario, might have to pop down to Manassas. But I know that there are a bunch of these kind of local printers in Manassas. A lot of times they're near railroad tracks or industrial areas. So, anyways, so I'm not saying go out and get a fancy printer and print your own paper at home. I'm not saying that. Usually they're on the wrong side of the tracks. Yes, they are usually on the wrong side of the tracks. They're usually on the wrong side of the tracks because printing is an industrial thing. You know, it's industrial. The ink is smelly. You know, you need big machines to do it. So it's usually a wrong side of the tracks kind of operation. But you know, if you go to the wrong side of the tracks in the day to the industrial park, you'll be fine. You'll probably be fine. Okay, so I did this whole long epic post on Facebook about all the different papers I tried. For the best results, you want to use whatever your printer is. So like I found I got the most accurate representation of the paper from Epson, presentation paper matte. And I think that's because I have an Epson printer. So, the printer's in Chantilly too. Well, no, I mean, Manassas is probably closer to Springfield than Chantilly. but like in Loudoun County is big. Loudoun County and West is big printer territory. Like Scholastic prints Harry Potter off of Route 66 in a factory there. So even looking west of the DC area too, along 66, you'll probably find a ton of printers. Like how Renee's getting this super personalized information. Just so you know, guys, I can't do this with any other area, so it's not like I'm an expert on printers everywhere. It's that I used to live in Northern Virginia, where she is. That's not fair. Sorry. So I have used matte presentation and I've also used matte photo, and I am here to tell you that they're the same thing. I think it's just, you know, I think matte presentation is thinner, on the thinner side, just typically, than photo paper, which tends to be a lot thicker. But you can find thin matte photo paper. In fact, I did find some on Amazon from the company Koala, if you're looking to get something cheap. So, yeah, it's Koala. If you go on Amazon and you put in Koala matte photo paper, and they even have the 13 by 19 sheets that I use in the wide format printers. There was a question, Raquel, what about the Canon Tank wide format printer? They're not as expensive. Does anyone have one? I don't have it, but I think probably any wide format tank printer, you're probably gonna be fine. I've used Epson just longer, and I've had both Epson and Canon printers, and I've always liked my Epson printers better. But of course, so much of this is personal preference anyway. So I don't think you would have a huge problem with any wide format printer from a major manufacturer at this point. My big piece of advice is always just get a tank. Don't get cartridges. Just get a tank. Don't get cartridges. I figured out the cost of the ink for the Epson that I have in the tank, and it's less than 10 cents a sheet. And that is when I took what Epson said that the tank would print with a new set of bottles. I took what they said it would print. I found out what the square inches was. I found out what the square inches of matte of the 13 by 19 sheets was. Okay. And then I, whatever number it gave me, I took off 90% for factory conditions, just so that I knew for sure that it would not be less than. So we're talking, I estimated that it would do 10% of what they said it would do, and it was still less than 10 cents a sheet to use the bottles. So the bottles and the tanks are just so much more economical. With the bottles and the tanks, you are printing at close to what it would cost to buy paper from a manufacturer. So you're printing, especially if you find a paper like the Koala paper that's under 50 cents a sheet, you're looking at printing, 65 cents a sheet for this stuff. And that's definitely economical at this point, So, but you don't want to make this more expensive than just buying the paper collections you want to buy. Now, the people who I think could really, really especially benefit from this, of course, are people who live outside the United States. Because the shipping is brutal, or VAT taxes, you've got to deal with those as well. So, you know, there's so much more expenses when you're outside the US. So, you know, if you are outside the US, purchasing digital collections from the US and having them printed by local print shops could save you a ton of money over paper coming in, buying paper from the US and having it shipped in. So that's that's a group of people who I think could possibly really benefit. You know, in the US, between going to conventions and getting deals and sales and Michael's coupons, I just don't, it's not as big of a deal. Or it's not as hard for us to get paper, unless you live in an area where you don't have any of those things. Like you don't have a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby or any stamping conventions. All right, so this is where we are so far. So we put a tag in each of the pockets. So now we've got these 2 pages. So, and we want to think about what we're going to do. I think on this one here, oh no, they're all the same size. Never mind. I'm just making stuff up. That's fine. Whatever. Don't mind me. So let's find some cards to decorate with from the collection. And let me also pull some of these larger pieces. We can start decorating a little bit here. All right, so this is not usable, this is usable, this is usable, this is usable, okay, so this is the only one that's not really usable. So I'll just set this one aside. Ooh, excellent, Jackie. I hope you love it. I have really loved the T-ribs having it. I really loved it. All right, so we've got those, we've got cards, and then let's see what we've got over here that's kind of, you know, cute, that's bigger. Got some little borders. None of these are like something I would want to make the centerpiece of a page, except maybe this family is forever. But I think it's too big, to be honest. I'm going to cut it out though, just to make sure. I am so happy to hear that, Barbara Jean. I think the Christmas book was especially good for that, in my opinion. For learning how to mat quickly and not overthink it. I think that was one of the things about the Christmas book, is to say, look, you know, some graphic designer took a lot of time to make sure that these papers would all go together. Just trust them. Just trust them. And just whatever looks good, just do it. Just do it. All right, so I'm just going to see if this, oh, this will fit. So we can go ahead and use it. Absolutely. Great. Fantastic. So we'll use this as the centerpiece here, and then we'll decorate around it. Thank you, Priya. I'm so glad to hear that. And are you enjoying the process much more now? Do you think? I want you all to enjoy the process. You know, just the actual fun of putting everything together. And not be like stressed out, you know? Yes, that's the Shop Your Stash workshop is where I taught how to make your own brads. How to make your own brads. Now, they don't bend like brads very well. Like, they don't bend as well as a brad does. So, I mean, they're not like unusable, but I was hoping they would bend better, but I mean, they still bent, so I guess I should just stop complaining. Okay, so we've got that family is forever. That's going to be the centerpiece there. So let's think about where to put, what to put around it. Now we could put this chevron border strip at the top and bottom to frame it even more. So that's a possibility. We have these flowers. We can make a little cluster. Let's make a little cluster of flowers. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to get these blue ones from in here too. And because these are all, you know, stickers from the collection, let's get this little owl too, because he's cute. All right. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna see, I have these little tiny buttons. I'm gonna use the 1/16 inch corner or power punch to punch the holes in the center of the button first. All right, and then I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch hole punch to punch it out. I have to get rid of that. To see if I, oh, no, I'm gonna have to get even, sometimes you have to notch. All right. Unbelievable. I'm trying to teach. Why are you being such a jerk, you stupid thing? Sometimes you just have to yell at your supplies. All right, so I'm going to have a couple little buttons. So I'm gonna cut out some flowers. I have the buttons. I always feel like the way that I say buttons is very aggressive. The buttons! Not my gumdrop buttons, no! And see, already just that little bit dresses it up. If we get to use the cayenne paper, have I thought of a pattern paper? No. But I was thinking of getting something fall. I was thinking of a fall paper. Yeah, Jill texted me to make sure Beach Mom and Dad were safe because there's flooding in Virginia, but that flooding in Virginia is in Virginia Beach, and they don't live in Virginia Beach. They live in Northern Virginia, so typically, as far as my parents go, if you ever hear of something going down in Virginia, unless the White House is also affected by it, don't worry, guys. Or unless the Pentagon is also affected, they're probably fine. So the Draco, remember that thing? You know, that messed them up too. They don't live close to the White House. I'm just saying that where they live isn't more in proximity to Washington D.C. than anything else, so that you would hear about nationally. So if something is affecting D.C., it may very well be affecting my parents. But something that's affecting other parts of Virginia that's not affecting D.C. would not be affecting my parents. But they don't like live in Capitol Hill or anything. Oh. All right, so just cutting some stuff out. I don't think I'm going to use the owl after all, but that's okay. Who gives a hoot? Okay. That was bad. I posted a pun on, Fran shared her Dorian pocket, and I posted that it blew me away. And Mr. Lifeguard was like, boo! So, apparently no one is a fan of my puns. No one. So, here we go. This is pretty cute. Should I put a button? No, that one doesn't get a button. All right, so this is looking pretty good. I do think it needs this at the top and bottom, though, just to make it look even cuter. So I'm gonna cut it out. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna put that just at the top and bottom. All right, things are looking pretty cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sticking this together. So first thing I'm going to do is ink everything so that everything has the same kind of distressed vibes. And I'm going to use liquid glue for a few of the things. So like for the buttons that I'm going to change the flower centers to buttons. Buttons! Okay. Okay. Then I'm gonna ink this. Ah! Okay. So there we go. That's all very cute now. Family is forever. So now we're going to come up here. Let me measure this piece of pattern paper because I have no idea what it is. I think it's 4 1/4. Yeah, it's 4 1/4. So we need 4 1/4 inch strips of this. And ink. And ink, 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 ink. I'm not going to glue it down until I'm sure I like it, and I'm not sure I like it, so let me get the other piece, ink it, and see if I still want it. I realize I feel like I haven't been talking. All right, I think we're gonna do it. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone. For me, I really, really enjoy the detail aspect of crafting. I've always kind of liked this part. This is the part of crafting I really like. All right. So now we can stick this down with tape as well. So I'm just going to make kind of a rough frame on the back of this with the tape. I'm not trying to get everything perfectly precisely stuck down. I just want it mostly stuck down. But if the edges are a little bit lifted, it's okay because it's on the inside. So it's on the inside. So I'm going to peel the tape now. Tape, tape, tape. Tape, tape, tape. Peeling the tape. We need to peel in the tape song too. And then once I've got that tape peeled, I'm just going to center this. And burnish. All right, so we've got that. And because there are so many places for photos and journalings, yes, it's still Twice on Thursdays. Today is a special day for because it's the last day of the Hurricane Dorian disaster relief stream project, which is what this project is. So like I said, we're giving the proceeds from purchases of this very specific tutorial, this TRI-FOLIO tutorial, that's the tutorial for what I'm working on now. Between now and 11:59 p.m. Eastern USA time tonight, we'll go to, well, I was kind of thinking of tape, shake, 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 shake your booty. That is what I was thinking of when I was singing that tape song. So purchases of this tutorial, it's $14.95. We're going to give the proceeds to, you know, after fees and everything, what would normally be our profit, we're going to give that to the Bahamas Red Cross for all of the purchases of this manual between now and 11:59 p.m. Eastern USA time tonight. And I said that if the total donations were over $1,000, I would do another one of these. We're at $398, right? Or not $398. We're at $938 right now. $938. So you can still purchase even if you don't have PayPal. PayPal is just our payment processor. So somewhere on the checkout screen, once you go to PayPal, there'll be a link that says I don't have PayPal or checkout without PayPal or something like that. And then you can put in a credit card just like you would anywhere else, any other shopping, online shopping. So you can still check out even without PayPal. All right, so we're going to do this Home Sweet Home. But actually, it might be cuter, rather than use that, to do, there are some houses in here. Let's see. Here's a house. Here's a house. Here's a house. Maybe put these three houses together. No Thursday night class this week, correct. Not this week. But normally twice on Thursdays. But just once this Thursday. I know you guys will survive. It'll be difficult, but you'll just have to watch TV or something. No, I know you guys have plenty of stuff to occupy your time when I am not around. So I appreciate you spending time with me when you do. All right. Hi, Donna. Oh, no, TV, the horror. I know, you're going to have to watch TV. Ugh, try not to throw up. Um, Super Brag book comes after split decision. However, comma, remember we have to go back in time and finish half the fun. So it's actually split decision, half the fun, split decision. No, it's split decision, half the fun, Super Brag book, construction matting, split decision, decorating inserts, then Super Brag book. I don't know. I might do the Super Brag book all at once. Because I actually don't know if I love the leapfrogging. Well, we did the landscape. We have to finish the portrait. We didn't finish the portrait. We didn't finish the one from the Shop Your Stash workshop. We only finished the one with the flutter and bloom. So we've got a whole nother book. Okay, what if I do this? What do you think? Do you get it? Do you get it? Does this make sense? Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Right now we're at 938, Donna. 938. So we're very close to the $1,000 stretch goal. No, home sweet home. Maybe this is not as clear as I would like. That's okay. That will definitely help. Every little bit helps, I'm sure. I'm sure every little bit is going to help. Oh, you can't see. Okay. That's fine then. That's fine. Sometimes I get things that I think are good ideas and then they're not. So I have to check. I have to check, you know. Like the This Is Us eggs. The This Is Us eggs. This is us. Eggs. We're eggs. Look, there was a whole metaphor. Okay? It's not my fault. You've been harassing people at work for money. I'm going to swap the houses because they fit better on the page this way. Ugh, I hate cutting out ovals. Is there any more annoying shape to cut out than an oval? A star? Oh, actually, I can't draw hearts. I've mentioned this before on the show, but I have a real problem with I cannot draw hearts that don't look stupid. It's apparently I never learned this basic shape growing up. All right, so they're going to look like that. I kind of want them on something that will ground them. So I think we're going to try and either find a border strip or create a border strip that they can hang out on. And then they're going to tie over to this, and I'm going to leave this alone. I'm not going to do anything to that one. This is the same one. I'm just decorating it. We're at 9. Last time I checked, we're at 9:38. But I have a message from Mr. Lifeguard. He's probably updating me. 9:66. He says 9:66. Less than $50 to go. Less than $50 to go. Less than $40 to go. Less than $40 to go to the second one. Then we'll make another one. So we only need 3 more people. Just 3 more people. That's it. Just 3 more people. Oh, Fran's coworker is in here. Fran's got she's starting like a, Fran, are you going to start a club at work for making these pockets? Going to get everyone together once a week? We need 3 more people to get $34. So, and then we'll be over 1,000. I'm not going to cut it off because it goes till tonight. But, you know, once we get that third person, we have 34. Oh, are you telling me? Oh, I see. You're telling me I only need 2. You have information I don't have. I understand. Thank you, Jill. I'm slow. I get it. So we now just need 2 more. Jill is correct. Thank you, Jill. So, oh, thank you, Marianne. Ah, we're so close. We're so close. Just one more. Just one more, and then we'll be over 1,000. Yay! All right. So I like the wood, but I think this is a little too thick, and I don't think that we need the flowers. So I'm going to maybe go to the pattern paper and see if there's something I can use there, because I think there is a plain wood pattern in the collection, and that might just be what we need. Start getting ready. All right, let me get the pattern paper bag, which I have lost on, oh, it's on the floor. I kind of like this, and if this works, what we'll do is we'll recreate it with, well, I don't know that I like it that much. Mr. Lifeguard, let's see, let me check again, because I'm... Are we there, Mr. Lifeguard? All right, I'm texting him. Are we at 1006? Please confirm. Waiting on the edge of our seats. I think it is, but we'll just have him confirm, because he has the actual like shop numbers that he can add and do an official count. I just have, like, from the notifications, I can kind of do some basic math. So I think we're right, everyone. I think we're right, but let's let him confirm. And then we'll explode. Then we'll explode in excitement. All right, so what if we did a Franken paper where we replaced this this grid with a wood plank. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let's do that. Schedule for Thursday is just the afternoon class, so normal time, 2 p.m. Eastern USA time, but no evening class because Mr. Lifeguard is going on vacation and his first day off is Friday. So Thursday night we're going to get the vacation started with dinner at a nice place, you know, because our anniversary dinner was so bad. So, those of you who were here for the class after the anniversary dinner, you heard that whole story. So we're going to try again. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. So we're going to try again. We're going to redo. We do the Thursday classes here on YouTube as well. And then you can get access to the archives through the membership tab on our website. All right, he said he's double checking everything to make sure that we don't premature celebration. To get access to archives, which has all the archives from wherever I did it. So it's got Ustream, the classroom from my website back when I had the classroom on my website, and also YouTube. So they're all together in one place. They're still, and then this one will go up on YouTube, of course, because it is for charity. I'm not trying to make money off it, so or anything. It is monetized, and I'll tell you why it's monetized. I just found out recently that the YouTube algorithm, that the penalty for not monetizing a video is 65% fewer shares or fewer recommendations. And so if you want people to see something on YouTube, it needs to be monetized. And I wanted people to see the Dorian stuff. So that's why it's monetized. If you're like, why did Kathryn monetize this charity thing? That's why. Because in order for people to see it, to know that they could buy the tutorial and contribute, I had to monetize it, or YouTube would suppress it. So what happens is YouTube is now suppressing videos that aren't monetized or not recommending them. And Mr. Lifeguard and I have done an analysis of videos that are monetized versus not monetized, and it's 65% is what it turns out to be, about 65%. So, you know, if we want people to see something, it has to be monetized. Means it has to have some kind of ad on it. If it doesn't have an ad on it, if YouTube can't make money off it, then it's not monetized. So monetized is something they can make money off of. And I get it, they have to pay bills too. I'm not trying to like throw shade at YouTube, okay? I'm just saying, if you're wondering why I monetize the charity live stream, that's why I monetize this charity live stream. Because it's the best way to spread the news on YouTube, is to monetize something. So, but yeah, so that's that. All right, so I don't know how many of you were wondering, but if you were, that's why. Yeah, I think YouTube has been doing well with the ease of streaming and watching. I definitely think YouTube does a good job. And they have to make money. So, like I said, I'm not trying to throw them under the bus at all. Yeah, I think it is much better than it used to be. think YouTube is maybe gonna beat out Twitch in the end, actually. I don't think Twitch is gonna be the winner in the live stream wars. So I think we made the right choice coming here instead of Twitch. Okay, so it seems like there might have been that if Mr. Lifeguard's has one person fewer than I do, and it seems like I may have been the problem with my count. I think I might have counted someone as new that he already counted. He's double checking again just to make sure. But I think I counted as new someone he'd already included in the count he gave me. So we'll see. So I think we may still need one more, but we'll see. All right, so go. And to give this a look like there's like maybe a little wood plank under it, I'm just gonna run a line with my India ink marker to draw out the plank. Twitch is mostly used by video game people, I've heard, but they do have non-video related stuff on Twitch, or non-video game related stuff on Twitch. Thank you, Fran. Fran's determined to make this happen. Thank you, Fran. I appreciate it. All right, so before I cut this and glue it down, I'm just gonna put it in place where I want it. Twitch sounds like it would be annoying. A lot of people who got famous from Twitch are leaving Twitch, so maybe Twitch is annoying. All right, I have a message from... All right. All right, he said he's definitely right and I'm definitely wrong. It's 994. 994. Okay. It is my fault. I'm sorry. I'm glad we had him check. I'm glad we had him check. However, I think that Twitch is, if you're into video games, I'm sure Twitch is the place. I think Twitch is the place to be. Twitch is the place to be. I am most familiar as far as video game stuff goes with Mixer, because a friend of mine streams on Mixer. I know, can you believe that I, Kathryn, have made a math error? Like, I have never made a math error, ever. Ever. Never once. You are the best mather. Thank you. Thank you, Fran. All right, so No, I had a math error. We just need one more, Jill. I counted someone that Mr. Lifeguard had already counted. I counted someone as new that Mr. Lifeguard had already counted. So I was the one who screwed it up, but he double checked and he has the official count. And we're just one away. We're just one away. We're at 996. Very close. Very close. So we are almost there. I'm sure we will get there. If not by the end of this class, I'm sure we'll get there by the end of tonight. So the other show will happen. I'm sure everyone who wants that cayenne pepper show, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I will post the link again. Yes. Yes. Okay. Because I think Fran's off harassing people. So let me get the link. Once again, thank you so much to everyone who's donated so far. I really appreciate all the support that this little idea of mine has gotten. Woo, Kathy, thank you. Mr. Lifeguard's probably going to write me back with something snarky like, now it's there. You know? Yay, Lisa and Kathy. All right, I'm going to let him tell me, and I'll just keep sticking this down. Yes, glitter everywhere. Glitter explosion. Pat yourselves on the back with a bucket of glitter. Just imagine in your minds, like, you know how after the Super Bowl they throw Gatorade on each other or whatever the heck it is that they do? Just imagine that, but with buckets of glitter. Buckets of glitter. You guys are all running around on a football field. I don't know why you are on a football field crafting, but whatever. That's where you are. Running around with buckets of glitter. Dousing each other. All right. All right, Mr. Lifeguard confirms officially over 1,000. Yay! We did it. We got over 1,000. Thank you to everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who contributed. I really appreciate it. Of course, this continues until 11:59 p.m. tonight, and then on tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to send the money to the Bahamas Red Cross that we collected. But we got over $1,000. That means you have unlocked the prize of a cayenne pepper Dorian pocket, and we have officially renamed the pockets. And they're no longer rose pockets. They're now officially Dorian pockets. That was the other thing you were going to earn from the $1,000. So now these are now Dorian pockets, officially heretofore known as, and we will do another class with a Dorian pocket with the cayenne pepper, and I will pick a very beautiful fall paper collection for that. So thank you so much to everyone. I hope you enjoy your tutorials and you enjoy your I forgot what I was talking about because Mr. Lifeguard messaged me again. Oh, your Dorian pockets that you make with the tutorials. I was like, what on earth? All right. Did I pick my nail color? Not really. When I picked my nail color, I picked it with two things in mind. I wanted something that would look both summery or fall, either summery or fall, depending on what temperature it was where you lived. So like here in Florida, this is still giving off like summer vibes, but like if it's cold where you are, you might get fall vibes from it. So that was my main concern. So I want to cut this out and put just some little sentiment on it, just something simple for this side of the page. It's still summer there, but fall in your heart. So a friend of mine posted on Facebook today, like it was like, you know, one of those like shareable picture infographics with all the things they were looking forward to in the fall. But whoever made the graphic had a typo in it, and instead of bonfires, it said bonefires. And I was like, this is extremely sinister. This is extremely sinister now. I am now definitely thinking that you're a murderer. So, like, I don't know why you have so many bones. You need bone fires going all around all fall. I British so hard with my bone folder it causes a bone fire. Too cute. Too cute. I'm going to put just this little tiny happy day on there. I do love the fall. But I also have this problem where I hate the winter. So, and normally you cannot have one without the other. Like there's very few places that have an amazing fall that then don't also have like a really horrific, winter. And so the reason I live in Florida is because hating winter trumped loving fall. So I have sacrificed fall. I have sacrificed fall. So, but other than that, and there is a fall in Florida in the sense that basically hurricane season is in the fall and it rains all the time. But once it goes away in December, the weather usually gets very nice. And that's kind of like fall. Like there's some days where you can wear jeans, you know, without being really hot, and toss on a sweater. And Yeah, Jill, I'm with Jill, you know. I don't ever want to be cold. Summer can last forever. I am perfectly happy to spend Christmas at the beach. And I will sacrifice fall for that. If not having that cool, crisp feeling where you're like, oh, I'm in my jeans, gonna go get a hot beverage and it's not gonna be gross because it's not 100 degrees and whatever, like all of that, whatever. Well, even as tiny as this is, I think it's a little overwhelming on this unless I put it like right there, and I don't really love it, so I don't think it's going to get used. Maybe we should just put the thing by itself. No, I kind of want a little sentiment. Oh, well, I don't have to shave my legs anymore. So, because I used an epilator for years and now all my hair follicles in my legs are dead. And I only have to, like, twice a year, I go in and clean it up. But it takes my hair forever to grow, and most of it never grows in anymore. So it took me about 10 years, but I got there. But I got to the point where it doesn't. I'm going to try this little tiny love. Doesn't grow back. If you don't like shaving your legs, use an epilator. Eventually, your hair will all die and you'll never have to upkeep your legs again. Now, I'm gonna have a problem if leg hair ever really is on trend. Like if leg hair ever comes back, then I'm really gonna be in trouble. I'm really gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna have to get like hose with leg hair woven into it, you know, and I'm just gonna have to wear those everywhere. So epilating looks painful. Okay, here's what I'll say, real talk about epilating. The first time you epilate, you will be like, I hate Kathryn. I'm never speaking to her again. And why does she hate us that she recommended this horrific process to us? Okay? And then you do it every week and it will never feel like that again. As long as you don't forget. Because if you let it go, if you're like, I don't want to do it anymore, and you let it go, and it all comes back all at the same time. The reason the first time hurts so much more than it will any other time is because the first time you have to rip out every single hair. But the next week you only have to rip out a few hairs because it's just the ones that, like, you know, straggle in. And then the next week you're only getting those stragglers, and then the next week you're only getting those stragglers. So, yes, will the first time be very, very, very painful? Yes, it will. I'm not going to lie. It will. It will. It is very, very painful. It's not as painful as it used to be. It used to be much worse than it is now. There, that love is much better. Oh, let's just use the love as the tab. Look at that. I do have to do maintenance now. About I would say twice a year. At the beginning of summer and during the holidays, I'll go over the whole area because there are a couple areas where I haven't totally killed all the hairs, but they take so long to struggle back in now, that I only have to do it like twice a year. I do it at the beginning of summer so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of summer, and then I do it at the beginning of the holidays so that I don't have to wear stockings with my holiday skirts. Not that it ever grows back in enough that I would have to wear stockings anyway, because I just don't even have enough hair left alive for that. So the Epilady that came out in the 90s with the coil, and it would yank out whole patches of hair at once. That's not how they work now. Now what they are is they're tweezers. So it's like 70 tweezers. It's like 70 tweezers, and they don't tweeze at the same time. They tweeze boom, 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 one after another. So you're not pulling out clumps like with the coil anymore. You're pulling out individual hairs now, just rapidly, very rapidly. So you do have to go over an area, more than one time. The first time, but again, like I said, then you just have to do it once a week after that. And then that'll eventually become like every 2 weeks. And eventually you get to a point where you're doing it every 6 weeks. And then eventually, if you're consistent, you can be like me and only have to do it twice a year. All right, I'm going to run a line of tape along the bottom where the notches are so that I don't have to worry about cutting out. I'm going to tape it while it's still mostly square. I'm sorry to hear that, Estelle. So yeah, if you think it's just, what do you hate more? I mean, I hated shaving so much. I was thinking about getting a laser. I was thinking about getting the electrolysis. Like, I just hated it so much. So that's why I just sucked it up and I did it, and I'm fine now. Because I have adhesive on this, I'm going to cut it out with my Tim Holtz scissors. Here's another thing I'll give you as the cost. You pay $80 for an epilator one time. Never buy razors again. Never buy shaving cream again. Just be in pain no, if you do it every week, you won't be in pain. It's just the first time. Not so, they don't believe me. It's just the first time that's excruciating. Or if you let it get out of control and you don't do it consistently. But if you're doing it consistently every week with the few hairs that grow in each week, then it's never ever going to be painful like that first time. But that first time is painful. You want to get yourself a nice adult beverage and put on your favorite movie or TV show and sit in front of it, and you're just going to have to be strong. But you can get through it, I promise you. I got through it. Nope. They're still like, nope. All right, well, this is some advice that they're not going to follow in the chat. They're not going to follow. If you're watching this as a recording and you're wondering what kind of epilator I use the Braun. I use the Braun. Okay, there we go. So I've got that cut out. Now I'm going to ink it and stick it down. See, this is the other thing. I mean, we're talking, I've been here 2 hours so far, and we're not even done with one layout. That's how many pieces and parts there are to this book that I hate. I don't know if I like this just by itself. Do we even need it, really? Maybe we just don't need it. Maybe we need this tree. I may have to stop soon, but we'll finish this page and then I'll stop. You're making all your embellishments. Well, oh, so are you blaming me for this, Joanne? Are you saying what's happening to me is my fault? Yes, yes. That's what she's saying, guys. That's what she's saying. She's like, yeah, no, it's your fault. I mean, just stop. What's your problem? I'm going to move on to the inside and see if in figuring out what goes here, if I wonder if I just got rid of this. But yes, I am making my own embellishments from the elements that came with the collection. Hi, Sandra. No, because there's so much white here already. I don't think so, but I think a place it could go is here. I think it would look really nice here. So I'm going to tuck it in there. All right, so back to this. Maybe this tree back there. What do I need? What do I need? All right, I think we'll put a photo mat here. So that just leaves... Well, or together is the best place to be. I think let's just do a photo mat. We'll do a photo mat. Maybe this is where we can put our owl. All right, I think that's what we'll do. So let me get the photo mat first. Photo mat first. Priya's been crafting up a storm, and she's been sharing a lot of her Kathryn Scraps projects on the Kathryn Scraps Facebook group, including her Come Fly With Me album, where she used this paper that had a real international travel kind of airmail vibe to it. So her Holy Joes are just the cutest. They're so cute. And also, Candy finished her split decision already. And she shared, and you can look at hers, and she put things in the splits other than pages to give you inspiration for what you could do with your split decisions as well. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going... Ooh. Oh, so this would completely cover the paper. Ooh, that's very boring now. I don't like that. So the paper is the same size as a photo mat. So, It's too big. Exactly. You can post any project that you did based on a tutorial of mine. So, anything that is from like my YouTube channel that you're recreating, or anything from a tutorial that you're recreating, anything like that. Well, the banner's really cute, but it's Not quite. I'm gonna finish this one and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna put tape on the back of this tree. And if you're just finding me now and you haven't been following me for years and years, there's a lot of tutorials on my YouTube channel. Most recently, that have measurements and all. Most recently, I thought of the Sunshine Paper Bag album from my old, as far as my old projects that have really, there's a really decent tutorial for a paper bag album in that video series. Yes, you can post it even if you mix and match albums. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut this out. So I'm going to cut out this tree and ink it, and then we'll cut out the owl, and we'll put those three things together there. And then for here, I think I'll go back and well, I could shrink the photo mat, or we could put a card there, or we could just put the photo mat and just lose the pattern paper. Oh, the apple cider album, I think. It was shaped like a pumpkin, and I made my own wheat. And I cut out like 5,000 wheats from a wheat die I had, and I filled a hayride with them. And it was insane. It was an insane thing to do. And my mom came by later, and she was making the album. She was following along with me. And she's like, oh yeah, I just got like photorealistic straw paper from Joann's, and I just put that in the wagon and I was done in 5 minutes. Whereas it took me so long to do. And I was just like, oh, I guess, yeah, that would have been better. Whoopsie doodle. That was the beginning of the Corner Puncher. Yeah, well, the album where Corner Punches really, yes, that album is in the archives. Yep. Yep, the Wheat, if you want to see the Wheat album, that's in the archives. That's in the Ustream archives, almost certainly, was where you'd find it. But you can search the archives, just search for Pumpkin album. That would be what you would want. By the way, if you are trying to watch the archives and you're having trouble with the older videos because they're FLV, all you need is an FLV player and you can watch them. You have to download them, but you can watch them. Or a browser that has an FLV player, which almost no browsers have anymore, so. I wonder if there is a browser that has an FLV player in it where you wouldn't run into this issue on. box. Maybe I will set myself the task of figuring that out so I have something to recommend. Catch a Tag is one of my favorite books that I've ever done. So I appreciate that, Priya. It's one of my favorite books that I've ever done. And it's, I did 2 of them because I liked it so much. That and Pull and Pop, I did them Dive into Fall is probably it. That's probably it. If it's shaped like a pumpkin, then that's it. Because I did a really skinny Catch a Tag, or Catch a Tag. Oh, this is Pull and Pop. Pull and Pop is, if you like Catch a Tag, Pull and Pop's a good one too. Because you get this real fun mechanism. This one's Catch a Tag. Oh my gosh, this one, do you guys remember the epic story of this bat? What was this bat's name? What was this bat's name? I forget his name. But we had this whole story about this bat that got stuck in this pot and how it made him into a super bat. So he comes back later in the book as a super bat. There he is. As a super bat. Bob. I think it was Bob. Yeah. So this one's Catch a Tag. This, the way it works is there's 2 page styles in this one. There's this page style where they flop down, and then you pull this up and there's a tag, and then you cannot pull the tags out. That's where the name comes from. So I've said before, this one's a good one to give for gifts because the people cannot lose the tags. All right, they can't lose the tags. And then this is the other page style, which has this is the first album that had this photo mat on it. So this is a classic now in Kathryn Scraps. This is a classic photo mat that we do all the time. But then the tags are on the sides on this one. The tags are on the sides. But they don't come out. And then this also pulls down. So there's tons of photos in this one. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Bob. Here he is. Rest in peace, Bob. This album, I remember having a lot of fun making this album because of Bob. This is Catch a Tag. Yes, Catch a Tag. It's very fast. Yeah, it's very fast because it's almost all photo mats. You get in a real groove. You're just using small pieces of paper for the most part. But you have tons of room for if you have a really beautiful paper you want to display. This is great for graphic 45 paper, by the way, because the fronts of these, you can put, see how we don't have any photos on the fronts of these. We've turned them all into little scenes. We've turned them all into little scenes. So if you have a pattern paper that you don't want to cover and you want to display, then that is really, it's really a good album for that. I did do a graphic 45 version of it. This one is, so this is, it makes it a nice place to put, see, you can just really decorate these with the elements. But this is graphic 45. Graphic 45 works particularly well with this album, this type of album. Whereas graphic 45 I find can be hard to use sometimes because you don't want to cover it and because there are so many great elements that you want to display. This one is good for displaying elements. This one is good for displaying elements. I coordinated, this is one of those details, I coordinated the hole reinforcers with the pattern papers as well. Yes, it's very easy for the gift recipient. This one didn't get pushed back all the way before it got thrown in its box. I am really hard on my albums. I trash them because well, I don't trash them, but I mean, they went to trade shows. They've been looked at a bunch of times by people. So they get thrown in and out of bins as they travel to and from trade shows. So consider that when you consider what these look like and the fact that they're still together. That's the spine. This is the infinity binding with the external spine. This is the infinity binding with the external spine. Still good? This is the infinity binding with the internal spine. It's a little ragged here on the edge. You can see this corner's broken. It's been dropped. It's clearly been dropped because look at the other side is perfect. So, but yeah, that's the Catch a Tag album. It's a lot of fun. I recommend it for gifts. If you're looking around right now for stuff you can give as gifts, Catch a Tag is a good one because they can't lose their tags. Pull and Pop's a good one too because it's interactive and they also can't lose their tags. Either of those works great for gifts for people who are non-crafters, especially because they'll be overwhelmed with your genius. They'll be like, oh my gosh, did you see this album that this genius in our family made? By how cool they are, but then they won't, and they also won't lose it or wreck it over time. And they both are designed to hold 4x6 photos, which is what the average person has more of than anything else. And then they don't have to know how to cut them. You can just throw a tape runner in with it if you're not adding the photos for them. And it's no problem for them to decorate it. So, all right, that was a little detour down memory lane, but the idea behind Super Brag Book coming up is going to be very much in that family of projects where it's no losable parts, no losable parts, easy to fill for someone who's not a crafter, and relatively easy for you to put together as well. So that's what is the guiding principles behind Super Brag Book. So Super Brag Book, which is coming after we finish Split Decision and Half the Fun, that one is very much in that family of albums. That same type of album as Pull and Pop and Catch a Tag. So, but I said it's possible Super Brag Book may not happen until 2020 because I tried to do too much this year. So if it doesn't happen until 2020 and you need gift ideas, those two will work. You want to make 3 books in a box? It has 3 books in a box is easy. Easy. I promise you. It's easy. It's great for gifts as well. But it's easy to do. It's easier than it looks. Yeah, 3 books in a box is my second ever tutorial, I believe. That was back when I took the pictures for my tutorials with one hand while holding the stuff like with my other hand. So I only ever have one hand in the pictures. and there's some real awkward, weird. That was so long. I should redo those. I'm not going to, though. I should, but I'm not going to. I eventually figured out how to get my camera where I didn't have to hold it. How to use my webcam that I use to broadcast. But 3 Books in a Box is such a good one. What's the hardest one? The frackin' Princess Carriage is up there. And if it's not the Princess Carriage, it's definitely the Advent Calendar House. Screw the... No, it's definitely the Advent Calendar House. Because that was one of my bright ideas where I made the siding for the house out of pattern paper, and it literally took like a pack of pattern paper. So it was just so much, and it was just like, Kathryn, why did you do this? So it's not hard. It's not hard. Well, it's hard because maybe I'll tell Mr. Lifeguard to bring it up. I still sell the tutorial for that. You only have to make it once, though. You only have to make it once. That's the beauty of it. Ah, Sandra just posted the 3 Books in a Box she made 7 years ago on the group, on the Facebook group. Oh my gosh, it's still together with ABC Primer. It looks so cute. Look at it. Ah, so cute. This show is off the rails. I haven't even crafted anything in like 20 minutes. Okay. Now, Twice the Fun, if you have the Twice the Fun tutorial and the Half the Fun tutorial, you could put them together in the split binding. Ah! Mr. Lifeguard brought it.
Where would you like me to put it?
Probably in a bonfire, but I saw someone someone posted on Facebook earlier today. A friend of mine almost died from college. A bunch of things they were looking forward to for the fall, and one of the things on the list was bonfire. Clearly, it's a typo, but now that I'm never letting it go. I'm never letting it go. From now on, we are going to call bonfires around here bonfires. I'm going to go find that and post it in Kathryn Scrappers just so you guys can see it. So you can see the bonfire post. I hope she hasn't taken it down. I hope no one pointed it out and she took it down. All right, I'm going to show you the Advent house. Okay. Are you guys ready for one of my brilliant ideas? I have to put it on its side because it's so, well, okay. It's hard. It's going to be hard to get the whole vibe. So when I rock it up, you see it's a roof. It's got a roof. And then I'm going to take the roof off. Oops, one of its squares fell out. You make all these shingles yourself out of cardstock. All right. What it holds inside is snap albums from Simple Stories. So this is designed to hold snap albums from Simple Stories, okay? So what you do is each year you fill the boxes with whatever you want to do for your Advent calendar stuff or your Christmas countdown, depending on, you know, whatever you call it. You fill the boxes, and the boxes are made out of lightweight cardstock or lightweight chipboard. Okay. So they, and there's a template for the boxes in the tutorial. And you make this whole internal structure, this whole, like I said, it holds snap albums from Simple Stories. And so you can put Christmas albums in it. And you can have years worth of Christmas albums inside the advent calendar. I made this brick siding out of modeling paste. So there's that, there's brick, there's the advent, there's the front of that, there's the 25th box is inside the door. And then this siding, this is what will make you want to die. If you do this project, don't do this. I'm telling you, if you just skip this one step, this project is easy. This siding, don't do this siding. Just don't. It's horrible. You need so much cardstock. You have to score it so many times. I mean, it looks cute. Okay. I get it. Like, it looks cute. Like, see, here it is with the windows. Look how cute that siding is. Look how cute that siding is with this little round window. But just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You will regret it if you do it. But yeah, this Advent house. Yeah. You could probably find stuff to cover the sides in the dollhouse section of like a Michael's or something. You know what I mean? But the rest of it is not terrible. The thing is, it's like overproduced. And so what I mean by that is it's probably stronger than it needs to be. But my idea was that you would use it forever, that it would be like an heirloom, you know, that you would that would be the last advent calendar you ever bought. Well, you wouldn't buy it, you would make it. And that you could fill it with those snap albums and, you know, what have you. So that was the idea behind it, but it's a lot. Oh yeah, Donna, that's a good. Donna said you could just do 1/2-inch strips of chipboard and you could paint them and overlap them. Yeah, I bet there's. Joanne said you could use a crimper on the paper. That might work too. So I think there's ways to do it to make it easier. So what I'm saying is it's not a bad project, and in fact I think it's one of the best projects I've ever done. I think the construction's fantastic, and I don't think it's too hard to do. But do not make that siding or you will be sad. It's the siding that really makes it the hard project. And then after that, it's just monotonous because you have to do, you know, you have to do 24. Oh, Donna, if you did 1/2-inch strips of wood grain paper and overlapped them, that would be way less annoying. That would be way less annoying. So yeah. All right, I think I'm going to stop for the day. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to put the together is the best place to be. No, I don't think so. I think even though it's kind of boring, it just needs to be. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it blank, and then a photo goes there. Right directly onto the pattern paper, and the pattern paper will act as the photo's mat. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So what I'll do is I'll trim the photo mat down so that the photo mat's 4x6 so that you'll get an idea of what that looks like. And then that'll be that. So let me do that. What are we going to raise money for next? So I'm going to make another one. We'll just have to hope that we have no reason to ever make another one of these after the cayenne pepper one. Or should I pick a Christmas paper? Well, no, it's cayenne pepper is more of a Thanksgiving. We'll make a Thanksgiving one and we'll make it a gratitude book. How's that? think I finally need a new piece of paper. Okay. So I'm just cutting it down to 4x6. Of course, I already smeared the ink. So yay. It's not too bad though, so I'm just going to live with it. Oh, you're talking about the calendar? I mean, I guess I could revisit the calendar. Not this year, though. Donna, don't you have this kit? I think you do, Donna. You should check. I think you do. No, I think Donna has this one. You don't think so? Must be thinking of someone else. It's a good one. It's a good project. It's very sturdy. My sister, when she and I finally got done working on it, because she helped me with it, when she and I finally got done working on it, she said she wanted to stomp on it, but she was afraid that if she stomped on it, she would break her legs instead of the thing because of how sturdy it is. And she kept saying to me, it doesn't need to be this strong. It doesn't need to be this strong. No, she's not particularly a crafter. She just helped me with this one because it had so many things that are so repetitious. So I taught her some basic stuff to help. And then we did end up dropping it. Like it fell off a high shelf and it landed on a corner and you can't even tell which corner it was. That's how strong it is. That's how strong it is. Because the idea was it's going to be in the garage for most of the year, you know, or it's going to be in the attic for most of the year. It's in storage, so I wanted it to be able to, you know, to last. But I think I just, you know, look, it's just, let me just say, it's not going to break, okay? It's not going to break. All right, so it's not a wimpy calendar. All right, so here we have this and this. So this is the layout. This is the layout that we accomplished today. So next time we come back, we'll do this layout. And then once we've done those, we'll do this one. So we still have time. See, this is why this book takes a long time, even though it's so little. It takes such a long time to do all the decorating, you know. So I'll come. We'll work on this again during another, you know, another show. I'll finish it. I'll be sure to finish it, and then we'll figure out what we want to do with the cayenne pepper one. Probably I'll do it Thanksgiving as gratitude type of deal. So what? Try to finish another. It doesn't. Try to consider a non-fall. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll try and think of something cute. And I'll see you next week, everyone. No, not next week. This week on Thursday. I will see you all. 2 p.m. Eastern USA time. There's a time zone converter in this video's description if you need to know what time that is where you are. So I'll be back Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time. And we will be continuing Split Decision with the second 10 by 10 envelope. That's where we left off. We had just finished the second 10 by 10 page. And now we're going to do the second 10 by 10 envelope. So that's what we'll be doing on Thursday. And then make sure you're subscribed to my channel and hit the bell icon for notifications so that you know when I go live with these secret sort of surprise shows that aren't planned to finish up these little projects that I do. So thank you again to everyone who purchased this tutorial to support the Bahamas Red Cross. I really appreciate all the support for that. And I'll see you next time. Bye now.